I was 23, crying alone at my best friend's pool at 2 in the morning, thinking my life was falling apart. Then Olivia Martinez, my best friend's mom, found me there. I expected her to ask what was wrong, maybe offer some maternal comfort. Instead, what happened next changed my entire life in ways I never saw coming. Before I tell you how the worst night of my life became the beginning of everything, let me ask, what city are you watching from? Drop it in the comments below and subscribe to help this channel grow. My name is Casey Reynolds, and I've been best friends with Nina Martinez since college. We were inseparable, and her family became my family. Her mom Olivia was always kind to me, warm and welcoming whenever I visited. She was 45, elegant, successful architect, recently divorced. I appreciated her the way you appreciate your friend's parent. Nothing more. Or so I thought. That night in July, everything in my life imploded at once. I lost my job, my girlfriend left me for someone else, and my apartment lease wasn't being renewed. I was staying at Nina's place while she was traveling for work, and the weight of everything just crushed me. Around midnight, I couldn't sleep. I went down to their pool, sat at the edge with my feet in the water, and just broke down. I cried about my job, my ex, feeling like I was failing at being an adult. I didn't hear Olivia come out. She lived in the guest house on the property, separate from the main house where I was staying. But suddenly she was there, sitting beside me at the pool's edge. "Casey, what's wrong?" I tried to pull myself together. "Nothing." "Sorry. I didn't mean to wake you." "You didn't. I couldn't sleep either." She studied me in the moonlight. "Talk to me. What happened?" Something about her voice, gentle and non-judgmental, made everything spill out. The job loss, the breakup, the apartment, feeling like I was 23 and already failing at life. She listened without interrupting, then said something that surprised me. "You know what I did the night my divorce was finalized? I came out here and cried for 3 hours. Sometimes life just hits all at once, and the only thing you can do is feel it." "You cried here?" "Right where you're sitting." Nina was away at a conference, and I just let myself fall apart, and you know what I realized? Falling apart isn't failing. It's just being human. We sat in silence for a moment. Then she said, "Want to swim?" I find water helps when everything feels too heavy. I don't have a suit. Neither do I. But it's 2 in the morning and just us. Who cares? She stood, pulled off her robe to reveal she was wearing a tank top and shorts, and dove into the pool. I hesitated, then followed in my t-shirt and pajama shorts. The water was perfect. We floated under stars, and for the first time that day, I could breathe. Olivia swam beside me, not talking, just being present. "Thank you," I finally said, "for not making me feel pathetic." "You're not pathetic. You're going through something difficult. There's a difference. How did you get through your divorce?" "By accepting that endings aren't always failures. Sometimes they're just necessary." My marriage wasn't working, hadn't been for years. Leaving wasn't giving up. It was choosing myself. I don't know how to choose myself. I feel like I'm always choosing wrong. She swam closer. "Casey, can I tell you something? I've watched you grow up these past 5 years. You're kind, talented, more capable than you realize. You're not failing. You're just at a crossroads." The way she looked at me in that moment really saw me, made my heart do something unexpected. This wasn't maternal comfort. This was something else entirely. I pushed the feeling away. She was Nina's mom. I was Nina's best friend. This was just kindness. But over the next hour, as we talked about life and loss and starting over, I couldn't ignore what I felt. The way my pulse raced when she'd laugh. How I noticed the water droplets on her skin. That I wanted to keep talking to her forever. Around 3 a.m., we got out and sat wrapped in towels at the pool's edge. Olivia looked at me seriously. "Casey, I'm going to say something, and you can tell me if I'm completely off base. But I feel like there's something happening here that's more than just comfort." My breath caught. "What do you mean?" "I mean, I've been noticing you differently for months. And tonight, sitting here with you, I can't pretend anymore. There's chemistry between us. And I think you feel it too." I should have denied it. Should have protected the friendship with Nina. Should have maintained boundaries. Instead, I whispered, "I do feel it. But Olivia, you're Nina's mom. I can't. I know. The situation is complicated. You're my daughter's best friend. There's an age difference. The power dynamics are messy. I'm not suggesting we act on this. I just needed to be honest about what I feel. What do you feel? Attracted to you. Interested in you. Like I want to know you beyond just being Nina's friend. But Casey, I won't pursue anything unless you want it too. And unless we can figure out how to do it ethically. How would we do it ethically? By being honest. By telling Nina before anything happens. By giving you time to figure out what you actually want outside of crisis and proximity. By making sure this is real, not just comfort during a hard time. She stood up. Think about it. Take time. I'll be here when you're ready to talk, or if you decide this is too complicated, I understand completely. She went back to the guest house, leaving me alone with thoughts I didn't know how to process. The next week was torture. Nina came home, and I tried to act normal while secretly thinking about her mom constantly. Olivia was respectful, friendly but distant, giving me space. I spent that week figuring myself out, realizing I'd had feelings for Olivia for months, maybe longer. That our conversations had always meant more to me than I'd admitted. That the age difference didn't matter, that I was genuinely attracted to who she was. A week later, I asked to talk to both Nina and Olivia together. My hands shook as I explained everything. How I developed feelings for Olivia. How that night at the pool had made me realize it. How I needed Nina to know before anything happened. Nina's reaction surprised me. After a long silence, she said, I'm not going to lie. This is weird. But Casey, you're both adults. And honestly, I've never seen my mom happy with anyone. If you make her happy, and she makes you happy, I'm not going to stand in the way. Just don't make me witness anything gross. With Nina's blessing, Olivia and I started dating carefully. We took it slow. Built something real outside of that crisis moment. I got a new job, found a new apartment, built stability. We dated for a year before moving in together, making sure this was real. 2 years after that night at the pool, I proposed. We were at that same pool, under the same stars. Olivia Martinez, you found me at my lowest and didn't just offer comfort. You offered honesty. You showed me that falling apart isn't failing, and that complicated feelings don't have to be denied. You gave me time to choose you freely. I pulled out a ring. That night at the pool, you changed my life. Will you marry me? She said yes, and we were married 6 months later with Nina as my best woman. During our vows, I talked about how she'd found me crying and given me permission to feel everything honestly. She talked about watching me grow, falling for me slowly, being brave enough to admit complicated feelings. Looking back, I'm grateful for that terrible night that brought me to the pool. Not for the pain, but for what came after. For Olivia seeing me clearly. For us choosing honesty over convenience. People ask about the age difference, about the friend's mom situation. I tell them every relationship has complications. What matters is handling them ethically, honestly, with respect for everyone involved. If you're still watching, thank you. Subscribe and comment about unexpected connections. Have you ever found love in complicated places? Share your stories. Because sometimes your worst night leads to your best life. Sometimes the person who finds you crying becomes the person who teaches you joy. Sometimes complicated is just another word for real. My best friend's mom found me crying at the pool, and what happened next changed my life. She taught me that honesty, even when complicated, is always worth it.